Not Nerd Podcast, episode 370, Mambo, but from Kenya.
Welcome to the Not Nerd Podcast. I'm Nate Heath, and we are here to help you tech better. Here with me, as always, Mr. Dave Baylor.
Well, hello there, Nate the Pretty Good.
Yes.
I can't say other phrases due to copyright infringement.
Yes, indeed.
Nate the Okay.
Nate the Okay. That's
Nate
what they call me.
He will pass.
Yes. Nate the Sufficient.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes, indeed.
How are you?
I am good. We were text messaging, and I realized halfway through it that CES, the Consumer Electronics Show, was happening, which we talk every year about going. We did not make it this year. Next year is going to be the year, but we'll be talking about that some later.
Yes.
But first, we must get into some follow-up. And as we like to do, we have to start off with a little FTX news.
This guy.
And this one from the Wall Street Journal. FTX, the company, seeks to recoup Sam Bankman-Fried's charitable donations. So apparently in bankruptcy, there's a way that they can go after charitable donations. I was reading about this.
That's interesting, because it's not a good that's sold. It's a gift that's given.
Yes.
But no backsies. I mean,
yeah.
But it's kind of, I can see this scenario where you've given away something that doesn't belong to you, really. Like if you go to a bank and steal a bunch of money and then donate that to a church, I mean, it's ill-gotten gains. So I can see that maybe.
Yeah. So interesting little catch there. So and as we mentioned before, some organizations have said that they would give the money back, but now maybe it's because they have to.
Yeah, they may not have a choice.
And SBF, he also this week pleaded not guilty to fraud and other charges.
Oh, really?
Yes, so it will go to trial. I think I saw October of this year. They're going to get right on this one, that they will do the trial for all kinds of fraud and not goodness that he did.
Well, yeah, maybe not fraud, because he said he's innocent.
Yes, and I don't have any specific Twitter news this week, but in much related news, Elon Musk drove more than 1 million people to Mastadon, but many aren't sticking around, this headline says.
Big surprise.
Yes. More than 130,000 people were joining the new independent, it's not that new, the independent social media network a day in November. But they have a couple charts here. Active users are down from 2.6 million, we'll say, on their horribly keyed chart, down to about 1.75 million. And then the growth numbers has slowed considerably from over 100,000 a day down to about 10,000 a day.
But when you look at the graph as a whole, from October 1st, 2022 till now, it's doubled.
Yes.
More than doubled.
Yes.
And people are staying there. It boomed, and even the people, including the people who have left, it's still double what it was. So.
Yes. And I would love to know from any of our listeners if there's really any normal people on Mastodon, or if it is all techies. I'd be curious on that.
I don't know that there's a lot of normals there, because all the normal people are on Facebook.
Yes.
Or TikTok, or whatever is the easiest thing where you just show up and your grandma's there and your whoever's there. Your favorite Etsy store is represented there, or your scented candle place. They're not going to be on Mastodon.
No. I mean, unless you had a special reason, but so Mastodon and, I mean, Twitter, they keep saying that they're at all-time record activity or active users or whatever it is. So
since Mastodon is unfederated, how do they know, like, there's no one in charge?
Yeah, that's a really good point.
Maybe if you use the software, then they know.
Yeah, or they know the most active federations. I'm telling you, people, unless you're really a glutton for punishment or have a very specific reason, don't bother. I wanted to bring up again, we've talked several times about the Lastpass breach and all of that stuff and how it just wasn't looking good. So I got bored the other night and I followed in your footsteps, as I often do, Dave, and I switched from Lastpass over to Bitwarden.
Oh, really?
Yes. So I was like, you know what? I saw it was actually, I was going through all the news articles for the podcast, and I saw a couple stories just about the whole Lastpass thing, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to give Bitwarden. I still have my Lastpass account. I think it's paid through August, but with Bitwarden, from what I saw, the free account is sufficient for what I need.
Same here.
Yeah.
As long as it can sync across my vault to multiple devices, that's all I need.
Yeah.
And I don't need to share with people or have some type of corporate thing.
Yeah, the sharing stuff is where you'd need it. But with LastPass, I think the free version you could only use on one device or one type of device, so you couldn't go from like computer to a phone. So it's only a couple bucks a month. So it wasn't, breaking the bank. But I figured, you know what? I'm going to switch over. Now, another thing I was thinking about the whole LastPass, it's like, man, I should really change all my passwords. And then there is some account I need to sign into, and it asks for my two-factor authentication code. And they said, you know what? My important accounts, I don't need to reset the password because I have two-factor authentication turned on. So even if whoever had the LastPass data decided that my account was one that they wanted to go after, and they spent the time to decrypt it, even though I had a very strong password, and they got my passwords, they still wouldn't have the two-factor. So it's a strong reminder that for important accounts that you would not want others accessing, turn on two-factor authentication.
Yeah, your mileage may vary, but Bitwarden has two-factor storage and creation and management built in. I have yet to move over to that, but I think I'm going to put all my eggs in one basket. I hear that's a good strategy. Put every egg you have in one basket. Yes,
that's what they say for business, security, and other things in life. Yeah. All eggs in one basket.
No, I only have probably 5 or 6 two-factor accounts. It's not that big a deal to change them, but when I have to use it, it's kind of a pain in the butt to go to the other app and open it up. And so there you go.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36, 38, 40, 42, 40.
Is this the part of the show we just listened to you count?
Yes. Dave, I just looked in my AGVEE two-factor authentication account, and I have 45 different accounts with two-factor authentication.
You're pretty well protected.
Yes. Well, yes. And some of them are for client accounts and stuff like that. But yeah, so it would be a little more work to get me switched over to a different one. So I will stick with Twilio's AGVEE. But I did hear Rich on Tech, he had a guy from KnowBe4, which is they do security training for companies. Like they have different programs that they do. I think, Dave, you and I have talked about that before, but he had him on to talk with the LastPass, and he's like, this is really not good, but I still recommend using a password manager. And if you're using LastPass, just switch some passwords if you're really worried. And as I always say, hopefully LastPass will get better with this, but, what do I know?
Who knows?
Just a little PSA from The Verge here. The Dark Sky iOS app will stop working imminently. So this is a very popular, beloved weather app for iOS that has stopped working as of the beginning of the year because Apple purchased it, and they've rolled a lot of the features into the default weather app. Now, Dave, do you just use the default weather app?
I do now, but that must be the reason why Dark Sky keeps saying that it's going to be sunny for the next 2 hours. It's going to be cloudless skies. And I wondered, I'm like, this thing is wrong all the time. It's
just
winter.
Completely lying to you now.
Yeah. No, I use the built-in weather app on iOS and Mac.
Yeah.
A lot of people in our community use Carrot Weather, which is a paid app, but it's very good. But I found that Apple's been rolling in many of the features from Dark Sky, and it's sufficient for me.
Yes, I agree. And also just a little update from Amazon. We had talked about they were working on some layoffs. Well, they are now going to lay off over 18,000 employees.
Are some of those going to be drivers? Because I see like 19 in a row on the road down there.
And I don't think it is going to be on like the drivers or warehousing side. From what I had seen, and now this article's behind a stinking paywall, seeking alpha. I think a lot of it is in some of their like research and development and some of their other teams. But 18,000 employees, that's a big number.
Wow.
So real-time follow-up on that, I found an article not behind a paywall. This one does say Amazon specifically acknowledged that it had added workers too quickly in warehouses and as consumers shifted to online ordering. So maybe there will be some. But listen to this, Dave. Mm-hmm. The company employed 1.54 million with an M people at the end of the third quarter.
No
1.5 million people employed by Amazon.
That can't be right.
1.5 million.
That is way too many.
That is a lot of people.
1 million is a lot of people.
Yes.
I mean, it's a lot of anything.
It's a lot of anything.
Imagine 1 million pennies.
Yes.
It wouldn't fit in my house.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
No, that is really wild. But they would eliminate roles, including at its physical stores and its devices and books divisions.
Does that mean they're going to get rid of the Kindle?
Who knows? How many employees do you need in your devices and books division, though? That seems crazy. Yeah, and they had said 10,000 before, and now it's up to 18,000.
So. It may be because they buy all these companies and just leave them intact.
A lot of cruff in the Amazon workforce. You know where there's not cruff? Dave's Pro Tip of the Week.
I don't know. I could just banter on and talk about things that aren't important. But I respect our audience way too much. And their time is way too valuable. So, in fact, this Pro Tip of the Week is going to be very short and sweet. And it comes to me through having to share files with devices and if people airdrop you things and et cetera. And we've been talking the past couple of weeks about Apple changing their airdrop policies. And so maybe we talked about this, but I'm going to make it crystal clear how to name your iOS device and possibly an Android device. Have you been in this scenario? I want to share a file or a photo with somebody, and there's 14 people in the room, and they all say iPhone or iPhone (1), iPhone, 2. Like, who are you? Which one are you? People, you should name your devices. It's ethically correct thing to do. And it's also kind of part of your digital housekeeping to keep your devices organized. So if you have an iPhone or an iPad or other iOS device, perhaps an iPod Touch or some other iOS device that I am not privy to, you go to your settings, then you go to general, and then you go to the about. And the about has lots of great information there. But at the very top, there'll be the name of your phone or device, and if you tap that, it'll bring up the keyboard and you can name it whatever you want. Now, famously in my circles, my daughter named her Airpods, which is another, I guess, iOS type device. You are poor, like you are poor, like you can't afford Airpods apparently, or something, I don't know. So you can be a little whimsical. It's not unlike naming your Wi-Fi access point at your house.
Yes.
And I think yours says Nate is awesome or something like that. And mine actually still Skynet, the overlord from the Terminator movies. But anyway, name your device. Then when you're in a sea of people and you need to share photos, it'll be like Bob's phone, Tom's phone, Sarah's phone, whatever. Yes. And it makes it much easier. And if you're like me and you have way more devices than you should, and you have a list when you go to Find My or you go to a list of devices and you have 23 of them, it's quite helpful if it's like David's pink iPhone 6S or David's black iPhone 7. That way I know which one it actually is.
That is smart because, yes, I do fall in that category of many devices as well. And it's like, wait, which one is that again?
Yeah, and not to forget our Android friends. I read an article and it says, well, it's probably going to be different for most phones. And I'm like, there's Android for you.
Yeah.
But in the settings, there typically is an About section on Android phones as well.
Okay.
If the manufacturer doesn't change too many settings from the stock Android experience. Settings, and then About, and then name your device.
Very nice. I like it. Well, let us move on to our takes of the week. As I mentioned earlier, CES 2023 just wrapped up in Las Vegas, and I really didn't, I mean, you and I were talking, we didn't hear a lot of run up to it. I didn't hear a lot of groundbreaking, there wasn't really a hot take of the show, but I did find first from CNN, they have the best of CES 2023. Here's the tech to watch this year. There were some new TVs, which there always are.
Always.
And, it's TVs that people probably aren't going to get. They said the best TV was the TCL,
which is
Q7. Wow. Yes. Another great mid-level model for everyone, from cord cutters to gamers. The Q7 comes with a 4K quantum dot screen, better color and brightness, 55 to 85 inches. No pricing has been announced.
Lots.
Samsung has their premier 8K TV. If you're looking for that 8K TV in up to 150 inches.
Yeah. So, a little disclaimer on the 8K TVs. There's still no content to watch on it. So
yes, indeed. LG had an 8K TV. Now, I did see kind of the buzz around TVs is, I think it's at least LG, they have, they're calling it a wireless TV.
Yes.
So
this interested me.
Yeah, so it has power. You still have to have wired power. They haven't figured that out yet. But then instead of having all your connectors on the TV, they have a proprietary technology where there's a box that sits somewhere else that then streams the content very well, they say, to the TV. So then you'd have all your HDMI and all your stuff on that separate box, which is nice because that's a lot less cables to have on your wall and your setup. But yeah, so that seems to kind of be I don't need that for my setup, but I could see that a lot of people, that would be an advantage. Then they have some other stuff, the OtterBox Otter Grip, which is like a snap grip
it's got a built-in pop socket.
A built-in pop socket, yeah. So I did see one of the few emails that I got was from Anchor with kind of their CES announcement, and they have released they're calling it like a business line or a professional line of their docking stations and devices, so they look a little more elegant and some different features with that. But again, Anchor makes really good stuff. I don't know why you would necessarily need a more professional version of anything that they do.
Amen. They can charge more money. That's why.
Yes. They need a new product line, adjustable height desk, which those things are everywhere. The best laptop, the Lenovo YogaBook 9i.
Now, this thing from the picture does not look like it's something that I would be interested in. Instead of having a dual monitor laptop where maybe another screen folds around from the back or it splits in two and there's a hidden screen in the middle, this one flips up. How does this thing not fall over?
Yes.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. So you get two 13.3 inch displays, and there's some kind of stand device and a keyboard, but the keyboard, I guess it's touchscreen, so you don't.
As they show it side by side, it's very appealing to me. On top of each other, not appealing to me. I think the keyboard can go on top of one of the screens so that it's more of like a traditional laptop, or you can remove the keyboard and it's all screen in that bottom area.
Okay.
And you can put it all on a stand if you so desire.
Seems very complicated.
It seems like nobody's going to buy this thing.
Yes. Best gaming tech is the Razer Kaio Pro, which I did see a video on this. It's a high-end webcam for game streamers. So this webcam, they kind of touted as a DSLR as a webcam, but only $300. That's not a bad price if it truly is a really high-end, DSLR quality.
I mean, yeah, but I've got to wonder.
Yes, I did. The video I saw, they seemed to be impressed with it, but they were also sitting in the booth at CES, so they were under some pressure. Excited. Yes. Best VR headset, the PlayStation VR 2.
Is that thing even out yet?
I don't know. That's probably not if it's at CES. It's HTC has another one. There's a gaming monitor, a Samsung Odyssey Neo G9, which is a 57-inch ultra-wide screen.
Yeah, with a curve in it. So the guy's playing a driving simulator, and it looks pretty convincing.
Yeah, I did see one video of it was a flexible monitor, so you could bring it in and do curved, or you could flatten it. Why you would need that, I don't know, but...
Well, because it's a gimmick.
Yes. Lots of smart home tech. There's the Matter support that we've talked about a lot. That's coming to more and more devices.
That can't come fast enough.
Yes. There's a new Ring car cam.
So instead of a Ring doorbell, you can have a car cam so that it'll send the police all of your information while you're driving and everything?
Yes. So it has, it mounts in the center of your dash, and it runs off the ODBD, the old dirty bastard port, the thing.
The thing that the guy at the Carplay sticks into diagnostics.
So it gets power from that, and then you mount it up, and it's got a camera that goes front to be a traditional dash cam, and then an internal cam. It does have a little privacy flip up, so you don't have to have it recording all the time, but the demo video I saw is like somebody breaking into your car. It would have video of them. That'll be interesting to see how that goes. I would love a good dash cam, but I tried one, wasn't real happy with it, but maybe Ring will do it right.
Well, the one I have, I'm completely happy with.
Yes. I'm interested in this one, but I'm guessing not at the price. The best home product, the Kohler Anthem digital shower valve and control, which this has always been my thing. Why I have one big handle in my shower, and it's like, it's cold, you have to get it just right. But it's got dials, so you can get the right amount of water pressure and the right temperature.
Yeah, but I mean, is it really necessary? Now, does it have the internet? Can I watch TV on it? There's no screen.
There's no screen. You do have a connected smartphone app, so you can monitor your shower duration and opt to restrict the maximum flow of water for a more eco-friendly shower experience. Starting at $560. Okay, pass.
This is great because when your kids are in the shower and they're in there way too long, you can start making it colder and colder and colder, or just make it dribble out of there.
The Brava glass smart oven, a lot of smart stuff. Now this other home products we like, the L'Oreal Brow Magic.
Yeah, I was going to see if you needed your brows trimmed.
Yeah, so the at-home electronic eyebrow makeup applicator.
What?
That indeed the picture is a middle-aged man with this device in front of his face.
And he has eyebrows, so it's not painting them on or anything.
Yeah, the device uses Modiface AR technology via mobile app to scan a user's face, and 2,400 tiny nozzles and printing technology with up to 1,200 drops per inch printing resolution to provide on-demand customized microblading, microshading, and or filler effects in mere seconds.
So it's a inkjet printer for your eyebrows.
Yeah.
Where has this been all my life?
Serious. I am so confused, especially with the picture that they decide to tie to it.
That's weird. It's probably one of the reviewers posing for a picture or something.
Yes. But yeah, there's a lot of home stuff. Again, I wasn't blown away, but then we get to the from Android Police, the weird gadgets.
Yeah,
of
no, this is what I want to see. I want the aisle of just misfit toys that I can go down.
And the first one is an upgrade from a product last year. This is the BMW. Last year they had the e-ink car. This is the color changing car. And I saw a video demoing this. You basically have an app on your phone, and there's all these pre-made color schemes. Like you could have it be a rainbow. It does the wheels. It does the car with these e-ink screens that are full color.
Now, what happens when somebody bumps into you with a shopping cart and shatters one of your e-ink screens?
You go buy a new car, I'm sure.
Wow.
Yes. Now, on another podcast, I heard they were talking that it seemed like there was a lot of urinalysis products this year, that's kind of the next area in smart home health.
Well, the Japanese have had smart toilets for a long time that do analysis of the things that you put into toilets. So maybe it's trickling down, pun intended, to the rest of the world.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like this is a product that would be useful to me to know what's in your urine.
Yeah, so just pop a tester cartridge into the pebble-shaped enclosure, then hang the device on the lip of your toilet like one of those weird blue sanitizing tablets some people have. Go about your business as usual, and when a built-in temperature sensor notices that things are suddenly getting warmer, urine will be tested for things like specific gravity, ketones, and hormones. You'll get an instant report beamed to your phone, no stones about it. So this list also has the eyebrow printer, which is much more accurate. It is a younger lady that looks to be printing her eyebrows on, which makes a lot more sense than a middle-aged guy that has heavy eyebrows.
I mean, I think you're judging a little bit. I mean, don't tell that guy he can't have luscious fake eyebrows. I am not one to judge.
Yeah. Next up, the Kohler aromatherapy shower pods.
Man, those guys in their showers.
Yeah, so these are like the K-cups of your shower.
Oh, jeez.
So you put these little pods in there, and then they can be used up to 8 times each. They're infused with combinations like lavender and vanilla that envelop you in a scented steam. They also include...
show my daughter this.
Yes.
Do not.
She'd be all over it, and your hot water bill will go up a little bit.
Yes.
The No Watch smartwatch with no screen or clock.
I think maybe that's not a watch.
Yes.
Or a clock.
I don't think that qualifies.
What in the world? What is this?
Yes.
Has the world gone mad?
Oh, the face is covered with a natural gemstone, and the insides are packed with fitness sensors from Philips. We
don't need this product.
Oh, displace wireless TV with batteries.
Yes, I did watch a video on this one. Ooh. It says ultra thin TV that you can actually hang like on a window.
Oh, wow.
Heaven forbid you had a sliding glass door and you're like, let's put a TV on there. You suction cup it or whatever. But it doesn't need any wires or anything. It comes with giant batteries that slide in like a cartridge. And when it's starting to get low, you can even remove the battery while the TV is still going and put another one in.
Interesting.
It must have a small interior battery.
Yeah.
But I thought this was kind of cool for applications where you really can't run power like on a window.
Yes, as one often does.
Yeah.
On a tree in your front yard, wherever you need a TV. Mm-hmm. The BLOK smart cutting board with displays built in so you can have videos while you're cutting your cucumbers.
Can't you just have like a $50 Echo Show showing you your recipes without integrating a screen into a cutting board? But oh well, to each their own.
Yeah, I don't think it has a lot of technology built into the cutting board. And I guess they have Peloton-style live cooking classes.
What's going to happen is somebody's going to cut that thing with their knife and ruin the screen. And they'll be like, why did I spend $1,000 for this stupid cutting board?
Oh, but it's only $699 with a $39 per month subscription fee.
Yeah.
Yikes.
So half the price I said, but not for long.
Yes. Samsung live streaming oven.
Now this, man, all those foodies, you could live stream the baking of your bread. And that's not a euphemism.
Yes. In-wall oven equipped with a camera that can live stream your baked goods straight to the SmartThings app.
Oh, I see. So it doesn't put it on the internet.
Oh, I'm sure where there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, yeah, that's some of the weird. That's a whole lot of CES stuff. That's probably all you need to. Did you hear anything else, Dave?
No,
that's ringing a bell?
Suspiciously silent.
Yes.
My YouTube channels are crammed with all kinds of tech things, and people were like, "The new TVs." I'm like, "Pass." Oh, the
crazy laptops.
Yeah, pass. And it's
new cars that don't exist.
Just the stuff that we talked about here. Nothing groundbreaking.
Yes, indeed. Well, let us move on. Some good news that could be groundbreaking. Wireless Power Consortium works with consortium.
I say consortium, but it's got a T in there.
Yeah, consortium, I will go with, works with Apple on next generation Qi 2 standard based on MagSafe. So my understanding is that the people that do the Qi standards and all the wireless charging standard is working with Apple to bring MagSafe into the standard, so MagSafe would be everywhere.
So does this mean I might have an Android device and the manufacturer could put the magnets in and I stick it on a MagSafe and it charges?
Yes.
That would be very cool.
Yes. So I think this would be great. I really enjoy MagSafe and it's working well on the iPhone. I wish my iPad had MagSafe. It'd be kind of awkward, but just even if I had a MagSafe charger that I could slap it on the back of my iPad.
It needs inductive charging.
Yes.
Just right in the middle where the logo is, above center, whatever, put it there.
Yeah.
And then if you have a MagSafe puck sitting around, stick it on there. With the long enough cords, you could leave it on there and use your device. And you won't break or bend the connector like so many people do, aka my wife, uses it on the couch with it plugged in, and she's moving around and she sits on it, and it's just a matter of time before you ruin the cable or ruin the port.
Yeah.
So would be great for something like that. And you could get an inductive charging, like a table or a stand or whatever, and just prop it up there and grab it and go. I mean, it's begging for wireless charging. I don't think it's weird at all.
It is. I don't realize how old I'm getting news. The Safari web browser turned 20 this last week. 20 years old, the Safari web browser came out.
It came out the year my daughter was born.
Wow. Yeah, 2003, the Macworld Expo, which always happened at the beginning of January.
Well, I guess my daughter's a little older than it, but not by much. A few months.
Yeah, so Apple advertised Safari as the fastest web browser ever created for the Mac at the time.
Wow.
Which we were all using Internet Explorer for Mac before that, or most of us were, and so they came out with their own web browser. But then I was thinking about it, and just the fact of how ubiquitous it is on the iPhone and everywhere else. But 20 years.
20 years. And a lot of people use the heck out of it.
Yeah.
I don't, because I want to run all my
profiles.
Honestly, that's it. Profiles.
Yep. Profiles.
I just want profiles. There you go. You've answered my question.
If they had multiple user profiles in Safari, I would switch over in a heartbeat, because it is, as with most Apple things, it's designed to work well with Apple. But we live complicated technology lives.
We do. Don't do what we do.
No.
Do what we say. Don't do as we do.
Yes. And in our Kansas news, John Deere or Deere & Co. will finally allow farmers to repair their own equipment.
Yeah, John Deere's not from Kansas.
Well, no, but farm land.
There is a lot of farmland in Kansas, and this has been a topic of right to repair for
Yes.
years now. Apple and John Deere always come up because the people who buy these products want to be able to fix them themselves. And the John Deere one, man, I don't know why they got themselves into this predicament. They go and they sell these hundreds of $1,000 products, and they're like, nope, you can't fix them, you can't change them, you can't do anything. You have to come to our shop to do anything. And it does sound a lot like Apple, where they sell you a $1,000 device, and they're like, well, you have to bring it to us if you want to be fixed correctly. So yeah, they're at the center of this controversy, but it's just getting worse and worse. But this article is claiming that they will allow farmers to repair their own equipment. So what has changed?
Yes. Well, they have been under a ton of pressure, and they've required, like you said, customers to use their parts and service divisions for repairs, and until recently, only authorized dealers.
Right.
So the Farm Bureau's Memorandum of Understanding with Deere will ensure farmers everywhere are able to repair our own equipment.
Yeah.
So,
well, and another thing is, over the years, they've been highly computerized.
yes.
They run their own operating system. But come on, you get these ideas that farmers are just these dumb hicks out there. No, they've gone to university, they've studied plant science and geology and all of these things to help optimize the farming techniques. And they're very wise individuals, and they're quite capable of fixing and working on their own software and mechanical equipment.
Yes.
So it sounds like the state governments of the country have finally screwed the bolts down tight enough to make John Deere flinch.
Yes.
And that's a good thing, I think.
Yes, it is. And a little security and privacy story, as we always like. So we didn't even bring this one up, but Rackspace, as the name states, they're a open cloud company where you can rent Rackspace in their server farms.
I thought it was a bra store.
Yes, that too. But they had a ransomware attack, and it was affecting their hosted Exchange email, which is like Microsoft email servers. And it was shut down for days. I did in some of my IT world hear complaints that, you just don't have your email. And their latest incident response, they say that the hackers gained access to the personal data of 27 customers.
That's not good.
Yeah, so they accessed PST files, which is the email files, which
it's basically the entire archive of all your emails.
Yes. So they say they have about 30,000 customers using its hosted Exchange service, which it will now discontinue. So
you're going to have to find another one, I guess.
Yeah, which you should just be using Microsoft's built-in instead of an Exchange server, but that's a topic for a much nerdier podcast than this.
Just use Gmail. That's what I use.
Yes, works for everything. Well, on to our bonus odd take. Dave, you brought this one.
Yeah, in the realm of all this AI generated stuff, these things keep popping up. And this particular website plays AI generated music, and kind of like Chat GPT. Am I saying that right?
Yes.
You can type in what you want to hear next, and so you can do things like string. Well, here I'm going to hit the little dice, and it's going to give me a sample of pre-populated sample, and it says UK permanent wave pop, whatever that is. I hit it again. Tropical deep sea. So you put in these terms, and it'll try to create AI generated music to match those terms. Now, when I played around with this the other day, it wasn't so nice. There was some disharmony among the instruments, but it's learning. So.
It's learning, yes. I tried 90s hip-hop with harmonica because I listened to an interview with John Popper of Blues Traveler, and I did not hear any harmonica, and even the hip-hop was having some issues. But
yeah, when it did its thing, it was already doing something when I went into the website. And then I typed in my terms, and it's like, it's coming up. And it kind of sounded different, but not that different. It was kind of just a different flavor of what it was already doing before I showed up to the website. So your mileage may vary, but it's still a lot of fun.
Yeah. Riff Fusion. Rifffusion.
Like diffusion, but with a riff.
Yes, for the music things.
Oh, and they even have lyrics. I just hit play for a second. It's currently on Mambo, but from Kenya. That could be a band of that could be a name of a band.
Yeah.
Mambo, but from Kenya.
Yes. Mine defaulted this time to church bells.
Just ringing bells, I
suppose. A folksy blues song from the Mississippi Delta around 1910.
Wow.
That is specific.
Yeah, if you guys out there try this and get anything that's close to what you type, let us know. I'm interested in hearing what you typed in there.
Yes. And I'm interested to hear our picks of the week.
Yes, Nate. In the ever-growing menagerie of Wyze products,
yes,
I decided to pick up a couple of the Wyze thermostat smart room sensors.
Ooh.
And to continue the Amazon description, detects temperature, humidity, and motion. Remote viewing, always on display. And then you can get a 1 or a 3-pack. And because it's me, I got a 3-pack. Now, what is this? Well, you may remember from shows of the past that Wyze came out with a thermostat to compete with like the Nest and other ones. And it works pretty good because it's digital. It's got a little knob and a display. It's easy to use. And it was like a tenth the price of some of those other expensive products. And it works just fine. I have a very simple setup. Don't have AC right now, just a heater, turns on and off. Well, one of the problems we have is in the wintertime, you'll turn the heater on downstairs where the thermostat is, and the rooms upstairs get super hot because heat rises, and we're sitting downstairs going, I wonder if it's really hot in Abby's room. Surely if she's sweating, she'll come down and be like, can you turn the heater off? But I mean, she's a teenage kid, so she's going to open the window and let the hot air out of the house or something like that. She's not going to communicate with us. So what I did is I got the 3-pack and I put one in our bedroom, one in Sam's room, and one in Abby's room. And now when I go to look at my thermostat, I can hit a little button and it shows me the temperature and the humidity in each of the rooms. And it's just a nice addition to what we currently have. And it's more information. We may also be driving in our car home from some event and we look at our thermostat and go, oh, it's really cold downstairs. Let's turn our thermostat up. But now we have more information. We know what the temperature of the 3 upstairs bedrooms are also. So I think they're kind of cool. I think I bought it on the Wyze website, but purchased through Amazon. You can use your Amazon account to purchase them. It didn't cost very much. They're normally like $30 a piece, which if you get, I was looking around like I had one out here. They're about $30 a piece, but for what they do, and I think over time, they're really going to pay for themselves. And they're very nicely done. There's a little stand that the little sensor plugs into magnetically to put it on your desk or your counter or a shelf or whatever. Or it comes with a sticky pad that you can peel off and stick it on the wall. It's got a nice large display that shows the temperature to the person who's in the room. And it has the battery indicator. It uses 2 AAA batteries, 2 AAA batteries.
Okay.
And it all works via Bluetooth, apparently. And for my uses, it works quite well.
Very nice. I'm going to have to check that out because ours is the opposite, where our thermostat is upstairs. And then downstairs is where we spend most of our time. Yeah. So it bases everything off the temperature upstairs. And it would be good to have a little more information for the lower level as well as the bedrooms.
Right. And I neglected to inform you that you can set parameters to say, I want kind of an even temperature distribution across my whole house. And so if you set it to like 68 degrees, it'll kind of do the average between all the places.
Yeah.
Or you can say, I always want it to be off of this sensor. Like I want this bedroom to be 68 degrees. Heck with everything else.
Yeah.
So you've got some options there in the software to configure some things.
Very nice. I will be looking to get that. Well, my pick of the week, as we know, I love my dongles.
Oh, yes, you do.
Heavily invest in Dongletown, and it actually has become one of my clients where I spend a lot of time. It's kind of become the running joke that I usually have an adapter for everything in my backpack. And I came across this one. I think it was on the Cool Tools website. Somebody recommended it. So I picked it up. So it is on one end, Dave, you've got...
Oh, it looks like USB Type-C. Oh, no. Lightning connector.
And on the other end, it's a little, what is that, about a 3-inch cable?
Yeah.
The other end is USB-C. So...
Oh, interesting.
I would guess most people in our realm probably have a Lightning device in their possession, iPhone, older iPad, whatever it is. And they might be getting into the realm of USB-C.
Right.
And those connectors.
If you're an Apple person and you have lots of devices from them, you're going to have both.
Yes. And so now there are like shorter adapters where it's just like a single piece, but this one's got a little cable. So if you have a case on your iPhone or whatever, and one of the other pro tips is we were talking about the Files app on iOS and iPad OS. These days, a lot of people might not even know that you can plug in, if you have the right connection, like thumb drives and hard drives to your iPad or your iPhone. So this, if I had a USB SSD drive, I could plug it in here, plug it into my phone, and access the files on my phone through the Files app.
Which is really cool because, I mean, there are some scenarios where you have a point-and-shoot camera that can be plugged into a computer. You could plug it into your iPad and it shows up as like a thumb drive, and you just suck the photos right off of there. I mean, there's a lot of different uses for these type of cables.
Yes. So I picked this up for my backpack. I did get it's the AGVEE 2-pack 4-inch 30-watt USB-C female to lightning cable adapter, Type-C to 8-pin male, power delivery, fast charging, converter cord data sync connector for iPhone 13, 12, 11, AirPods, iOS device, CarPlay, dark gray, all of those things. But the 2-pack was $16.14. I might have even gotten a little cheaper on a deal. But yeah, to have this in my backpack, I like to be prepared for any situation. And
well, that's good. It can cut down on the number of cables you have to carry around too.
Yes, exactly. So that is good. And Notpicks.com, you guys are going there. Chelsea is leaving a ton of reviews, but we had a giveaway that ended yesterday for the InCharge XL cable. Now, as we noted last week, Chelsea is not eligible for the giveaways because she said she didn't want the giveaways. She wants tech to leave our house, not more to come in, much to my dismay. But we did have 2 other people leave comments or reviews on products on there, so they qualify. One would be listener Chris Kent, and
Chris.
the other would be Mr. Dave Baylor.
Oh, it was me.
Yes. So our official, this is the first time we've had to do a random pick. So I have a shiny nickel in my hand, and we are going to see if Dave or Chris wins. So call it in the air, Dave.
Hold on a second. Heads I win, tails he loses?
Oh, yes.
No.
That's my grandpa's favorite joke right there. Okay, so call it in the air, Dave.
Okay. Heads.
It is tails.
Oh, come on.
So, Chris, I will be in touch to get you your InCharge XL cable so that you will have 10 feet of universal cable amazingness.
Holy cow. What's he going to do with all that cable?
All that cable. So, if you, listener, would like to be involved in the next one, head over to the website and I will have details for the next giveaway on there. All you have to do, find a product that you know something about, leave a review. Well, a lot of them are getting reviews, mostly because Chelsea's going through.
But you can put more than one review on a product.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, this one's already been reviewed by Chelsea, I can't touch it. No. We want to be like Amazon with 2,000 reviews on every product.
Yeah, like my AGVEE 2-pack 4-inch cables with 329 ratings, 4.5 stars. So yeah, we want to make this a great resource for everybody. So head over. It's real easy. Pull your car over. Stop what you're working on. Go to notpicks.com. Have a look around and enjoy.
Tell your boss to shove it. He's like, get back to work. No, I'm going to go do this right now. Well, you're going to be fired. Whatever.
I've got notpicks.com in my life. Why do I need a job?
Who needs a job?
Yeah.
You could get a dual pack of AAA batteries or something.
Yeah, so maybe that'll be the next one. I am going to surprise people, so you'll have to head to the website to see what the giveaway is this time. I don't want to give you spoilers, so you're like, oh, I've already got one of those. I'm not heading over there. It's like, you got to go see what it is.
It's going to be a surprise.
Yes, it'll be something good. Well, with that, we have talked at you much enough. We spent way too much time looking at CES products that nobody really cares about. So with that, we will wrap up. Tell a friend, share it with a friend, share it with whoever you run into, share it with your boss.
Yeah. If you're in the grocery store and the checkout person is sitting there, be like, hey, I got to share something with you.
Yeah.
I mean, there may be 100 people in line behind you mad. Who cares about
Have them get out their phone, open their podcast app of choice, search for Not Nerd, all one word, subscribe it for them, and then pay.
Stand on the belt that goes by and preach to everyone in line.
Grab the loudspeaker at the supermarket.
Yeah, there you go. That's even more convenient.
Yes. So with that,
easy.
Everybody, even every single person at the supermarket, can get out there and tech better. Also, I'm hoping I've got my yearly uncontrollable cough. That, like 80% through the episode, I'll have a cough attack, but it's been better today, so I think I'll be okay.
As long as you don't start crying. Excuse me. So did this... gosh,